He's not a household name, but Lord Freud has been at the centre of the government's plans to reform welfare, including for the disabled. And now these comments to a meeting at the Conservative Party conference have caused outrage.
There is a group, and I know exactly, they're actually, as you say, they're not worth the full wage. And I'm going to go and think about that in particular. There is something we can do nationally and without distorting anything, which actually, if someone wants to work at £2 an hour, it can be actually.
Ed Miliband was waiting to ambush David Cameron with that at Prime Minister's questions.
He was looking at, and I quote, whether there's something we can do if someone wants to work for £2 an hour. Mr. Speaker, surely someone holding those views can't possibly stay in his government.
Well, those are not the views of the government. They're not the views of anyone in the government.
David Cameron had been alerted to what was coming, but by the time he was on his feet again, he sounded angry, referring to his son Ivan, who died after living with cerebral palsy.
I don't need lectures from anyone about looking after disabled people, so I don't want to hear any more of that. We pay the minimum wage, we're reforming disability benefits, we want to help disabled people in our country, we want to help more of them into work. And instead of casting aspersions, why doesn't he get back to talking about the economy?
Later, Lord Freud issued a full and unreserved apology, saying, of course, all disabled people should be paid the minimum wage. But for many disability campaigners, that's just not good enough.
This question was asked in the context of the minimum wage, the minimum amount of money that an adult person in this country needs to live on. So the idea that a disabled person should be paid less than you need to live on is truly horrifying.
For now at least, David Cameron seems to have decided not to fire Lord Freud. He appears to have accepted the apology. Others most certainly have not.
So, Andy, pretty embarrassing for the government. Do you think that Lord Freud will keep his job?
Well, it certainly looks like that for now. We've had a statement from another minister at the Department of Work and Pensions saying that Lord Freud will carry on doing his job. It does look as if Downing Street have not only accepted the apology, but also the context in which Lord Freud says he was speaking. In other words, that Downing Street accept he wasn't talking about trying to cut wages for disabled people. Actually, he was talking about how to try and help severely disabled people into work, perhaps by giving incentives to employers. So it looks as if he hangs on for now. I have to say, it didn't look like that at lunchtime after Prime Minister's questions. David Cameron's team were clearly annoyed, but the price that David Cameron is going to pay for keeping him in government is allowing Labour to try and cast the Conservatives as the nasty party once again, maybe all the way through to the election.
OK.